Hello, this is Kelly, CEO and founder 2 Seconds Logistics. Now, 2 Seconds Logistics is one of the biggest logistics companies in Nigeria. In fact, it has conquered Abia State and is going now to conquer the whole of Southeast Nigeria. You can check us out and then you know that the information you're about to get is a very, very serious and legitimate one. I want to talk today about 5 very important factors you need to consider before you start up your logistics company. Before you check, oh, is it worth it? Can I handle these factors? There are 5 very important things that every logistic company that is doing well has in common. And I'm going to tell you about those things. So you consider if those are the things that, you can pull through before even going on with your plans to actually start a logistics business. Or if you run one already, this might be the time for you to check if you have these 5 things in place. If you don't, then you should start trying to see how you can put all these 5 things in place, because these are the 5 secrets that can set you up for success in your logistics business. But before I go into that fully, I want to delve a little bit and just talk about, because I there's a question I get constantly. I think a couple of people have dropped those questions in some comments of my videos. So let me try and address it, briefly before I go into the main video. People often ask, what's the difference between a dispatch rider, a logistics company, and logistics industry? So I'm going to break it down, right? I know that sometimes people call even my company. People call my company and say, hello, am I speaking with a dispatch rider? Or hello, is this a dispatch rider? And then we always do well to correct them and say, no, we are a logistics company, because there's actually a difference. Now a dispatch rider is the person that actually rides the bike that comes to pick up from you or comes to drop off at your location. That is the dispatch rider, right? Then a logistics company is a company that houses both the dispatch rider, houses an inventory department, houses an operations department, houses the accounting department, HR department, and all those departments. A logistics company is a full powerhouse. A dispatch rider is just part of the components that make up a logistics company, right? And then the logistics industry is a combination of all the logistics companies in a particular area. You could talk about logistics industry in Abia State, logistics industry in Lagos, or logistics industry in Nigeria. That means all the logistics players that make up the full ecosystem. So that's what the industry is. You can liken it to saying, okay, you have the aviation industry, right? The aviation industry is like the industry that houses all airlines, all airports, and all of that. Then when you talk about, okay, an airline company, an airline company could be Dana Air, it could be Ibom Air, it could be Air Peace, and the rest of them. Those are flight companies, right? And then when you now talk about that dispatch riders aspect, it's like likening it to the pilot, right? So when you ask what's the difference between a dispatch rider, a logistics company, and a logistics industry, it's like asking what's the difference between a pilot and an airline company and then the aviation industry. I hope that has settled this once and for all. So when any person asks me a question on this, I could just refer them to this video. Now to the main reason for this video. There are 5 important factors that you need to have, to be sure that you're actually set up for success, for your logistics company. One of those things is speed. Very important. Number 1, speed. Now, speed is important because every logistics customer is very particular about speed. I have never, in my 5 years of running my logistics business, I've never heard of a person that calls for our service and says, oh, you know what, just carry out the service whenever you like. Everybody is always in a hurry. Everybody always wants it urgently. Everybody always wants a rider that can get to them now. So you must consider speed. Can you meet up with the demands in terms of speed? If this person is calling you at 10 o'clock, another person is calling you at 10:05, and that person is calling you at 10:07, can you make sure that you get riders to these 3 people's locations at the same time? You know, you need to consider that if you don't have that capacity, then you need to start working on getting that capacity, because speed is very important in logistics, not just in dispatch kind of logistics. Even when you want to send things, you know, from one state to the other, when people want to do way billing, you know, they always ask, how long is it going to take? How many days is it going to take? That's a very common question. So it shows that people value the speed at which their items get from point A to point B. Even when they are doing international shipments, you know, many of the companies that do international logistics like ours, you know, we always advertise with the timeline. You know, some will tell you it's going to take 5 to 7 working days, some will say it's going to take 3 to 5 working days, 7 to 12 working days, and all that. So it shows you that speed is very, very important as far as logistics is concerned, right? Now, the second thing that is very, very, very important, you know, sometimes it can conflict and contradict with speed, but you must find a way to balance the two of them, is safety. Safety with regards to not just safety of the products you're going to deliver, that's very important, but also safety of even the delivery men, because they might want to be in a hurry. You should make sure that they are actually safe, they are not over speeding. You know, you should make sure they are not breaking traffic rules that will land them in trouble. So you must balance that speed with safety. You must make sure that your delivery men are very safe. You know, you must make sure the people that are actually going to handle these deliveries are safe. They must always be on their helmets. They must always be on their hand gloves. They must always be on their elbow protectors, their knee pads, you know, their shoes, you know, proper safety shoes or nice shoes, you know, in case of anything that happens on the road, so that they are protected. So you must ensure that your delivery men are safe anytime they hit the road, you know. And safety of the products too, very, very, very important. I mean, what's the point if you deliver an item from point A to point B in 2 seconds, for example, and by the time you get to point B, that item is spilled, is spoiled, is damaged, you know, it's messed up. Nobody is going to appreciate that speed. No matter how fast you are, nobody is going to appreciate that speed. So you must make sure that you keep people's items very safe. You know, when you're warehousing people's items, you know, like us, we do a whole lot of warehousing. You must make sure that the warehouse is safe of rodents, is safe of, you know, rain. For, you know, when it rains, you want to make sure that rain doesn't get a way to penetrate into that room or that space. So you must make sure that people's items are safe. You must make sure that your delivery men are very, very safe. Now, the third factor that you must consider if you want to run a very successful logistics business is communication. Communication is very, very key. It's very, very important. People always want to know what's happening per time. Oh, what's the status of my parcel right now? In the next 5 minutes, I want to know, oh, has it gotten to this location? Oh, have you taken this order? Oh, has this one been done? You know, and if you start snubbing these people because you're overwhelmed or something, you know, they start looking out for your competitors to patronize, because they feel like, oh, you probably don't have my time, or I'm probably too small a customer for you. So you must prioritize communication. You must make sure that communication is consistent at every point in time. Even sometimes before they even ask questions, please just give them answers to save yourself the stress. You need to be proactive in communication. You know, when your riders go out to make a delivery, they should give feedback instantly to the office once that delivery is done, so that the office can in turn give communication to whoever sent that parcel in real time. You know, that way they know that, oh, it was done. They appreciate the speed, you know, when you communicate proactively and you communicate quick enough. They see that, oh, wow, I just sent this order by 9 o'clock and this is 9:20, and these people are telling me it's delivered already. You know, so communication is very important if you are particular about running a very successful logistics business. You must make sure that even from your riders to your office staff to yourself to your customers, that communication is not broken at any point in time. You know, information is power. Information, you know, guides everything that we do. So you must make sure that there's no break, there's no leak in information at any point in time in any logistics process, right? Now, the fourth very important factor you must make sure you can cater for if you want to run a very successful logistics business is flexibility. What do I mean by flexibility? So many logistics customers, they can come with very funny demands sometimes. They can tell you, oh, okay, this is what my order is. Sometimes it's not that straightforward. It's not just pick up from here and drop off here. No, they could tell you, okay, please, I need you to pick up from here, then go to so place and pick up something else, then go to this other place and ask them for this, buy this other thing, add to that parcel, help me put the three of them together, and then deliver to this person, right? So you see that you're going to, instead of, as opposed to just 2 locations, which is pick up and drop off, you're going to about 4 5 locations for just one delivery to get done. So don't shut those people off. Don't say, no, it must be pick up and drop off. No, you must accommodate those people. You must be flexible enough to see how, okay, you can get that done and also still give them a good pricing, So you have to be flexible in your operations. That way, they understand that, okay, my demands might be crazy, but if I meet these people, they know how to handle it and they'll keep coming back to you. That's success in business already. Because success in business is patronage. If you're getting constant, continuous patronage, you're successful, if it's consistent, if it's growing, you don't want it declining. Once it starts declining, you need to check it. It will either consume you or it will really, tell on your profits. It's really going to affect your profits negatively. So you must make sure that you're flexible enough for these customers to be comfortable to deal with you for whatever they want to do. Now, finally, the final factor, even though myself, I consider this the least important factor, but you must consider it, especially if you're playing in an economy that is not so strong. Like Nigeria, where I operate, the economy is not so strong. So you must consider people's earnings, people's purchasing power. You must consider how much people are willing to spend, to get a service. Many a times, you hear people, talk about how they want deliveries done for them at 500 naira in 2025, where 500 naira can't even buy a liter of fuel. So you must consider all those things. I'm not telling you don't do deliveries for 500 naira. No, never do such deliveries. But you must make sure that your pricing is such that your target audience can afford it. The kind of people that you want to push your business to patronize you, you must make sure that these people can afford these prices. And I also make sure that I'm also making profit out of this. So there's no point if they can afford it and you're not making any profit. There's no point if you're making profit but they cannot afford it, because guess what, you won't make any profit. That's even worse. So you must find a way to balance it and make sure that, okay, my pricing is set in a way that my target audience can afford it, and also I can make reasonable profits for myself. So I believe I've talked about the 5 already, right? It was 5 I promised to talk about. So these are the 5 very important factors you must have if you want to be set up for success in your logistics business. I have a masterclass coming up on the 15th of March 2025. It's called the Q1 2025 Masterclass. Now, this masterclass is going to teach you so many important things you need to know about logistics business, especially if you want to start one, or if you're running one already and you want to scale it, how to be profitable and all of that. The flyer is going to be on the screen so you can see the details, how you can get in touch if you want to be registered for this masterclass. Now, the reason why I came up with this masterclass series is this. A lot of people, bombard my DMs, bombard my emails, and want sessions with me, one-on-one sessions. First of all, because I practically run businesses, I don't have the time to coach or mentor or speak for hours with somebody, trying to set the person up on how to start a business. One is the time. Secondly is that if I have to now dedicate time to that, because I'm going to have to abandon so many things that I would be doing with that time, I mean, it's going to be very expensive. And I talked about pricing, knowing that the terrain that we operate in, most Nigerians, a lot of Nigerians cannot afford, a lot of Nigerians that would want to start a logistics business cannot afford to have those one-on-one sessions with me. So when I do these master classes, the prices are really, really subsidized. And then when we all can come together, and I just give you 2-3 hours, of solid knowledge that will set you up for success. I think that makes a whole lot of sense. And the details, are on the flyer. you have an opportunity to get a 50% discount if you follow the terms and conditions that are on the flyer. So I hope to see some of you by March 15th. All right, let's boom this industry, because one thing I've noticed is that my logistics company is doing great, it's doing very well, but when I look at the grand scheme of things, I don't think the logistics industry in Nigeria is where it should be. And this is one of the reasons why I'm lending out my voice, trying to make sure that other logistics companies are doing what they should do, so that the industry can be a stronger force. United we stand, right? And divided we fall. So let's come together, let's share ideas, and let's grow together. Thank you so much for watching up to this point. Also, please kindly subscribe to the channel, right? If you have not, please subscribe to the channel, share this video to people that would need it, so that they can get value from this video. 2 Seconds Logistics web app is on the way and is going to be released in this month of March. The web app is positioned in a way that it makes our operations smoother, easier, faster, more effective, and all of that. So you can follow me on my social media platforms at KellyGDike, KELLYGDIKE, KELLYGDIKE. I'm most active on Instagram. I'm on Twitter, but I'm not so active there. So follow me for updates, on the web app and every other update you might require from me, my life, and what's going on with me. I think that will be all for now. Yes, I'm presently in Abuja. I had a 3-day conference here in Abuja, with some other logistics heads, and it was very impactful. I think I'll be leaving Abuja by tomorrow. I just want to rest today. Today is Sunday, 2nd March 2025. So that's what it is. I think I can end this video at this point. So thank you very much. Peace.